Hello and welcome. It is day 4 of the 5-day MINDTRX challenge. And yes, we're going to be announcing today's winners in about a couple minutes probably. But first, let me introduce you to my friend, today's co-host, Patty Aubery. Hello, Patty. Good morning.
Good morning. Hello. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah. So, I got to tell you, folks, this woman is one of the most amazing women I know. She is a best-selling author of 10 Chicken Soup for the Soul books. She's known as the billion-dollar brand builder because she's the brand builder for the Chicken Soup for the Soul enterprises. And Chicken Soup has sold 500 million books now. Patty is president of the Canfield Training Group also. And Patty, I'm just so grateful you're here. I just can't wait for the wisdom that you're going to be sharing and all the good stuff that will come from your mouth today.
Well, I'm really excited to be here because I am a huge fan of the Paraliminals, and they have done so much for me. And I literally tell every client of mine, you have to listen to these because it's so simple and so easy. And the things that we think can be challenging and the habits that we have, we work so hard to get rid of them. But the reality is it doesn't have to be hard. It can be effortless. And it is. So I'm just grateful to be here, Pete.
Yeah, fantastic. So this week is the MINDTRX challenge, and after reading hundreds of comments from everyone, we know that nearly everyone they're clear on their challenges, what they want to accomplish this week. And it's really been inspiring to hear the successes and the progresses that people have made. So I think this is fantastic. And it doesn't have to end this week. And that's because you have so many resources for you available in the MINDTRX app. Everything from the Paraliminals, which you're using, to Dr. Paul's coaching and the personal learning courses and Paul's podcasts, the sleep tracks. If you haven't used the sleep tracks, you got to use them, got to try them out, to the robust search function so you can find the right Paraliminal at any time. It's all in the app, and you're free to subscribe, which means you'll have everything at your fingertips going forward. And at $99 a year, it's really affordable. It's easy. And if you use the Paraliminals in the abundance and money section, I'm sure you found those already, that should make it more than worthwhile. Or if you have a health issue that you need to have a breakthrough on, or issue at work, or issues with relationships, issues with your mental health, issues with your sleep, great progress in any of these can be made with MINDTRX. So Patty.
Yes.
Why is it so important for someone to be doing something on a regular basis, like listening to a Paraliminal?
Well, I think that, first of all, when you do something consistently, it becomes sort of second nature. And habits are a powerful thing to have. And so when you can start to do something over and over again, and it becomes automatic and your responses become automatic, you have this newfound willpower that you didn't realize that you had. And so that's one of the things that I think is really important. And basically, habits drive you towards your goals more effortlessly, really. So I think that's one of the things. But also, there's so much about when you're setting goals, what shows up for you, right? It's something new. It might be scary. You might not believe it's possible. All kinds of crazy stuff shows up. And when that does show up, what happens is we lose confidence. And when we lose confidence, we lose that consistency. And without consistency, we don't get the clarity that we need, and we don't get the results that we need. So by using this, you get the confidence, you get the clarity, and you continue. And it's something that lots of people start to do something and they do 2 steps forward and 3 steps back. But when you do this over and over and over again, it's when you do it repeatedly, it becomes more of a habit, like I said earlier. But also I think repetition is really the key to success. And so by using the MINDTRX, you can go into any one of these programs, and the more you listen, the better it gets. And I know you said to me earlier, sometimes people only have to listen to it once.
Yeah, a whole lot of the Paraliminals, you only need to listen to one time. You're going to hear one of the stories we're going to read for you today about, I think his name was Eric, who listening to the 5 Elements healing course and his healing Paraliminal, and the pain went away. And some of them you want to listen to multiple times. Like the first time that you do the ideal weight program, it's probably best to listen to session A one day, session B the next day, A, B for about a week or so, and then notice what happens. And if you find that you need some support in the future, just come back and listen to A or listen to B. Or the other thing is for ideal weight, let's say you have a big family get together coming up and you know you're going to be overeating and you know you're going to be eating foods that's probably not the best food for you. Session B, if you listen to it within the day before, is going to help you stay true to the foods that you want to be taking in. And so all the paraliminals have so much flexibility with them. And the notes are in the paraliminals. In each of the paraliminal pages, there's lots of notes if you'd like to read them about how best to use them. But for the most part, once or twice, and you got the benefit. And and one thing that folks have been saying, Patty, about since the app came out, one of the things they love the most about it is the paraliminal of the day, because they can come in and not have to think about what paraliminal they're going to listen to. They're just going to do that one. And we read a story yesterday. I think his name was Kevin, who was having depression and anxiety issues. He got the MINDTRX app and he started listening to the paraliminal of the day last June. And he's never felt better. And he said he just had the best summer. And that's because he's doing the paraliminal of the day every day. And any goal that you have, any paraliminal can support any goal. So whatever that paraliminal comes up, listen to it, unless there's something else that you'd like to go to. Patty, do you have a favorite paraliminal?
Sleep.
Sleep deeply, yes, yeah.
You know that I've had a horrible time with sleep, and I travel so much. And sometimes when I'm on the East Coast, I live in Santa Barbara on the West Coast. So if I'm on the East Coast, I have to go to bed early to get up early to do a speaking engagement. And if I can't sleep, I feel like a space cadet. And I remember one particular time, I think I called you and I said, what should I do here? Like, listen to this one paraliminal. And I had a roommate at the time who was actually snoring. And so I put this on and literally my entire brain, I could see colors. I felt calm. I felt confident. I fell asleep effortlessly. I got up that next morning. I completely nailed my talk. And I was full of anxiety. And, I was really nervous. It was one of my first talks. And it blew my mind how good it was. And so I have to say, it's really been a game changer for me.
Yeah, fantastic. So if you'd like to upgrade with the app, it's really easy to do that. Just look in today's reminder email for a link. And if you follow the link now, you'll receive a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. So that means if you change your mind and you decide you don't want to continue with it, you can get a prompt refund, so you don't have to worry about it. Just upgrade today. And we truly appreciate your support. And then as you listen today, share with us with what's happening for you. What progress have you made toward your goal? Share the big gains and the little ones too, because little progress leads to big progress. One of my favorite sayings that I've heard is, small hinges swing big doors. So let me ask you, do you feel more motivated and inspired already this week? So what synchronicities have been happening? Do you have less stress? Do you feel happier, lighter, freer? Let us know on the MINDTRX Facebook page or in the special web page. The links for both of them are in the reminder email for today. And every day we're randomly selecting someone to win a 1-year subscription, and you might just win tomorrow. So we're going to be announcing today's in a little bit, but Patty, first, how about if we start reading some of the comments that come in from folks since yesterday?
I would love that. I love what's coming in. It is so exciting. So Linda wrote, I got this app, the June challenge, and have been using it every day. I absolutely love it. I listen to a paraliminal in the morning and then listen to a podcast or a coaching session while getting ready for work. I love the reinforcement of positivity. Every area of my life needs change and improvement, and I'm so excited to be on my way to making that happen. I'm already seeing shifts towards my goals. I started with the abundance related paraliminals. I got an unexpected raise from my job in August, switched banks in September, and got a consolidated loan and paid off high interest rate credit card bills. I would wake up in the morning with such anxiety over my financial situation. And after doing anxiety-free session A paraliminal, I no longer wake up with pain and anxiety or panic and anxiety. Fatima wrote, I've been listening to prosperity every morning. gratitude in the afternoon, sales loop in the evening. I've got a new gig closing at a high ticket sales price. I love this stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So Alan wrote, I have just listened to Anxiety Free, and it seems that I am calmer now. And later on, there was a message for me that would normally upset me, but uh, I just changed my thoughts and no longer did it upset me. It didn't cause me any worry or stress. So it's been a great week so far. Natalie wrote, just listen to Fearlessness twice in a row. I could feel the fight or flight stress calming down. And it's okay to listen to Paraliminals multiple times in a row. You don't necessarily have to. If you feel that you want to listen to another one, you can either listen to that one that you just had again or go on to another one. And Rachel, she wrote, I've been listening to the Deep Sleep series that Patty, you just mentioned, when I go to bed at night, and she's been doing it all week. And I've listened to Perfect Health, Prosperity, Creativity Supercharger, and will be listening to Happy for No Reason today. I'm developing the habit of using them to enhance my days.
Isn't that great, Pete?
Yeah.
It's so amazing. I mean, it just blows my mind that this can be that easy. And I'm so excited about this. Okay, so Vicente wrote, I happen to have a quick minute, so I listened to Marcy Shimoff's Paraliminal Happy for No Reason. I became instantly happy and feeling warm and fuzzy in my heart center. And then Natalie wrote, I listened to Happy for No Reason after having a reoccurrence of ongoing conflict with my spouse. The feeling seemed all-consuming before, but afterwards I could relax and have some better perspective and gratitude for this breath and beating heart. I also look forward to my happiness set point raising over time. And then Daphne wrote, I listened to Happy for No Reason. I found it really settling and made me feel far more positive today. Fear that I didn't realize I was holding on to fell away. I love this paraliminal. It's one of my favorites. In the past, I listened to it regularly, almost every day while I was experiencing chronic depression. I feel it was an essential ingredient to my recovery.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So Daphne obviously has the app and has been using it for some time now, so that's kind of cool.
It's very
Barb?
good.
Yeah.
I was say, as I was reading through some of these different things, there were a few that I wasn't aware of, and not necessarily for me, but I immediately called my son this morning in South Carolina and said, you have to listen to this. Listen to what Daphne said. And he was really excited because he struggles with anxiety.
Ah, yes. Yeah. Yeah. And all the paraliminals can help with anxiety, but that anxiety-free paraliminal, there's something magical going on with that. So Barbara wrote, it's day 3. After listening to Break the Habit Session A, I felt energized. Thinking what's next, drank some water and took a walk. Then I listened to self-love. I have to be kind and loving to my body because I've been abusing her by eating sugar and junk food. I have to forgive myself for how I've been mistreating her. When done, I rubbed my belly and told her that I'm sorry and I love her. Corinne wrote, day 3, I listened to the Miracle Mindset. That's JJ's paraliminal, Patty, JJ version. And it was very uplifting. And just now in mid-afternoon, I listened to Happy for No Reason. I wanted to feel a sense of deep calm and bliss, and this paraliminal did not disappoint. I intend to raise my happiness set point knowing that my happiness is an inside job. Thank you. Definitely one worth repeating. Tamara wrote, I listened to the Paraliminal Accelerator and learned some different techniques that will help me lose weight and also succeed in my business. It's made my day more focused. Tina wrote, I listened to the Abundant Money Mindset Paraliminal. I was surprised to experience a tingling feeling in my upper back, which is where I usually carry a lot of tension. Then I felt an overall sense of relaxation while also feeling kind of giddy and giggly. So much fun.
That's great.
Yeah.
So Lisa wrote, the paraliminals are awesome. I'm doing self-discipline every day, twice a day. And it's true. I'm doing exactly what I set my intention for each day. I'm making it a priority. This works great. Already, I can't imagine a day of not doing paraliminals in the morning and at night. Yay, good for her.
Yeah.
Melissa writes, when I signed up for MINDTRX, the determination that surged up through me was something I'd never, ever felt before. I was ready and I knew it. I'd failed enough. I was not going to fail for a whole lifetime. I was not going to fail anymore. The first paraliminal I chose was the paraliminal of a self-discipline. Something stirred in me a little while listening to it, but it was something I totally did not expect. The paraliminal made it clear to me that it was not discipline I needed, so I continued to explore the list of paraliminals, and belief popped out at me with certainty it was right for me. And it was a turning point, and it turned out to be exactly what I needed now. A strengthening of my belief that I could do it and that now was the right time as any moment would ever be. And then I listened to Abundant Money Mindset. I started financial actions I had no idea I was previously capable of. I've made 2 new connections to influential people, all this in just a short period of time. And then JJ wrote, I love the ability to customize my own sleep tracks. I slept so soundly last night and woke up full of energy today.
I love that.
I do
So,
too.
yeah.
I mean, and
Isa wrote, yeah,
can I just say one thing?
yeah, by all means.
Anybody out there, I work with so many people that have PhDs, have MDs, have 10 degrees, have all this stuff, and they still don't feel like they're an expert. They still don't feel like they're enough. And it's no matter what how much they study, what they do, they just don't believe in themselves. So if you're listening to this and you're struggling with any of that, why me? Who am I to do this? Do I really have what it takes to really go to the next step? I would say listen to what Melissa wrote, because if that can shift for her, that belief, I know it can shift for others. I know it personally because I've listened to it myself.
Excellent. Isa wrote, my goal in this week is to work on a prosperity, abundance, and financial security. Yesterday, I listened to prosperity with a lot of insights afterwards, what prosperity really means to me, and that I can be so grateful for everything. We can see prosperity everywhere. In the evening and in the morning, oh, she's from Europe, that's why. I listened to the abundance and the financial security, one right after another, and it resulted in a feeling of calmness, gratefulness, and happiness. During the day, I got a lot of new messages and a feeling of clarity. Ronnie wrote, I listened to Get Around to It. It was odd at first, but I ended up feeling alert and centered, more so than I had experienced with meditation. Catherine wrote, I appreciate hearing about the different paraliminals and that the hosts are mentioning and adding them to my list to listen to. I also enjoyed the Living the Law of Attraction. I listened to it last night.
I love hearing that.
Yeah.
So Jasmine wrote, in order to strengthen trust in my own decision making, I listened to the intuition amplifier. This paraliminal left me feeling soothed and with a stronger feeling I can trust that my intuition will align with decisions that will lead me to my own highest good and for the highest good of those around me. And then she wrote back later and said, I discovered the walking paraliminals, which, by the way, Pete, I didn't know were there. I'm so excited about the walking paraliminals. So I listened to Abundance Walkabout. What a new transformational way to habit stack. It was a win-win for me. I love that. Carrie writes, my main goal for this challenge this week is my ideal weight. I just listened to the ideal weight session A for the second time this week, and my snacking and emotional eating are gone. I even feel relaxed and happy with my body at this moment. What a change in such a short time. And then Paula wrote, my main goal is to sleep better. I've been using sleep deeply. The main insight from last night is that I can allow myself to drift and go to sleep. I woke up twice last night, but went to sleep right away and slept for almost 8 hours.
That's great. I love that.
Pretty cool.
Yep. Beth wrote, Marcy is a light, happy for no reason, gave me a carefree feeling that stayed with me all day. I've also been listening to the 10-minute supercharger and it works. I listened to that myself this morning. Matter of fact, every morning of the challenge, I've been listening to it just before we go on. It not only, what it does for me is it calms me down, it kind of resets my energy and it gives me great clarity. So I love the 10-minute supercharger. And I'm really enjoying the MINDTRX challenge, Beth said. Diane wrote, "Hey guys, this has been an awesome week for me. I have a huge art show coming up next weekend. I listened to Peak Performance, sessions A and B, and I want to have everything in order and I just want to have everything in order and feel fully confident about my items and have everything ready on time. Feeling super excited." Michelle wrote, "I am removing limiting beliefs in my personal areas of gratitude and relationships. I've discovered consistency in my main area of growth. I know that when my personal world is ordered, my business will flourish. I used living the law of attraction and loved how I felt afterwards."
Darlene writes, "I've been listening to 3 of the Paranormals each day and I'm feeling empowered." And then Eric wrote, "After 2+ years of my physical condition becoming progressively worse, I'm focusing on mental, emotional, and spiritual growth rather than continuously focusing on all in my life that has not been really working well since my illness. So far, the results have been mind-blowing. These paraliminals are absolutely incredible. At first, I just focused on some of the prosperity and stress reduction paraliminals, thinking that if I can at least improve my mind, that will do something. But never in a million years did I believe, or did I think, one session of the 5 elements healing paraliminal could actually dramatically improve my mobility and reduce my pain. I cannot thank Dr. Paul Shealy, Pete, Carl Harvey, the one who introduced me to paraliminals, and the entire MINDTRX team enough." That is so cool to
Yeah.
think someone had been in pain that long and that could make such a shift. And then Ken writes, "I chose happy for no reason. I did this 3 times today." Yes. He says, yes, 3 times, because there is something about it that makes me really happy for no reason. I love that.
Yeah.
Doesn't everybody want to be happy for no reason?
Uh-huh.
I'm on that right after this. All right, then Wendy wrote, "I've been working with a therapist, but I continually struggle with my self-doubt. I understand the power of the subconscious mind, but I have had limited success thus far. I definitely liked hearing in both ears. I have listened to the belief session A, paraliminal, twice in 2 days, and I'm listening to belief session B tonight." That's great. Mary Jane wrote, "This is very new to me. I seem to always have negative conversations in my head, pretty much about everything. I'm always trying to replace those thoughts with positive ones. So today I listened to Abundant Money Mindset. It was really helpful in that it slowed my internal thoughts down and replaced them in a more positive manner. I found myself feeling a lot more relaxed about things afterward."
Wonderful. So how about you? What do you want to let go of this week, or what do you want to accomplish? Scan through the list of paraliminals and play the ones that interest you. Watch Paul's coaching sessions and get ideas for better results. Listen to the podcast to be inspired into action. Now, I love how Paul does the podcast, because during the first part of each episode, he shares great advice from authors, trainers, thought leaders who are his guests. And then the second part, when he says goodbye to his guests, he then tells you which paraliminals to use to make all of that a reality. So that is very cool. If you haven't listened to one of the podcasts, do that, and then take notes on which paraliminals to use to put it all into action. So, Patty, we've been talking about the winners. So let's announce the winner for the 1-year subscription to MINDTRX. We had a drawing just before we went live. I used a random number generator on the internet. So,
Of course you did.
yeah.
So
It's better than
today,
writing out everybody's names put it in a hat. I didn't have your hat with me.
sorry, bad hair day.
Yeah.
All right. So today's winner is Alan Murphy. Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations, Alan. So, Alan Murphy, please send an email to customerservice@mindtrax.com and we'll get you set up. That's customerservice@mindtrax.com. Very easy. And we also have another winner, because yesterday when Marcy Scheimoff was on with us, we challenged everyone to listen to her paraliminal Happy for No Reason. And this morning we had a drawing of everyone who commented on listening to Happy for No Reason. And Patty, would you please announce the winner of Marcy's Happy for No Reason personal learning course? The course regularly sells for $248, so this is a great prize for somebody.
I will. So the winner of Happy for No Reason personal learning course is Ken Awesome from Boston.
Yay, Ken. Send an email to customerservice@mindtracks.com, and like we said before, we'll get you set up with the course. And the course will be in your online library right away, so you'll be able to dive right into it. And coincidentally, Patty, one of the stories that we read earlier about I listened to Happy for No Reason 3 times in a row, that was Ken. So now he gets the course. All just
Law of attraction.
yeah, exactly.
Well, he's in for a huge, he's going to love it. I mean, who doesn't love Marcy, right? She's
Yeah.
amazing. So,
Yep. So again, let's talk about upgrading. If you're enjoying the Paraliminals and the MindTrack app, please upgrade to the Ultimate You annual plan. There's a link in the email that we sent you this morning. And Patty, a dear friend of both of ours, was Bill Harris. He co-created the Fresh Start Paraliminal with Paul. But more importantly, Bill was founder of Centerpoint Research Institute and creator of Holosync, which is embedded on each Paraliminal. Now, the Holosync tones, which you might hear as a hum, some people hear it, some people don't, they've been embedded on each Paraliminal recording to increase your ability to benefit and learn from that Paraliminal. So as you listen to a Paraliminal track, Holosync creates electrical brainwave patterns of many different desirable states. And these states include deep meditation, which is powerful, increased creativity, focus, concentration, accelerated learning. And using Holosync creates new neural pathways, which is important, between the left and the right hemispheres, balancing the brain and enhancing mental and emotional health, improving mental functioning, self-awareness, and healing unresolved emotional issues. It's just another example of the commitment that we've made in getting the best to you in the Paraliminals and in MindTracks. I think these are the best resources available on the planet anywhere for your personal growth. So Patty, you knew Bill quite well and you use Holosync. Comments? What do you think?
I love it. I mean, I'm not one that is able to meditate every day. I just don't literally find the time, which I should, but I don't. And basically, when I met Bill and he introduced me to Holosync, I started using it, and I noticed that I was much more grounded. I was laser focused. I got so much more done, and it was really powerful for me. And I went through several levels with him. And Bill was a genius, and he said to me, if you do this, you will have the brain of someone who's been meditating for 10 years without having to do 10 years worth of work. And I thought, well, if it can be, if that's the truth, I'm going to do it. And so it's helped me hugely in all areas of my life, especially when I was younger and had kids and was trying to build Chicken Soup for the Soul. And, I was running around with a chicken with my head cut off. And so it definitely was a game changer for me. I think it's wonderful.
Yeah, and I remember, Patty, when Bill called me up, it was in early 2000s, and he said, Pete, why don't you have Holosync on the Paraliminals? I said, can we do that? And he said, yeah, this is how we would do it. So then we just systematically started to put Holosync on all the Paraliminals and waited to see what people said, and folks were noticing the changes with the Holosync built into the Paraliminals. So that's really cool. I'm so glad that Bill picked up the phone and called that day.
He was a pretty smart guy.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. We'll do that. So Patty, since this is a MindTracks challenge, let's create a challenge around the law of attraction. Sound good?
Sounds great. Let's do it.
Okay, so let's do this. So Patty, you've been working with Jack Canfield for decades now. So let's have everybody listen to the Jack's Living Law of Attraction, and then write a comment on the MindTracks Facebook page and in the special online form, just like everybody did for listening to Marcy since yesterday. The links are in today's email for the Facebook page and for the online form. And then tomorrow we'll have a drawing of everyone who left a comment about using Living the Law of Attraction, and the winner will receive Jack's Effortless Success Personal Learning Course. It's a phenomenal course. It'll be in your online library. The course is regularly $885, and someone's going to win it tomorrow. So Patty, do you remember when we were first talking about creating this course with Jack and you came up with the flow of the course? It just flowed from your mind, just spontaneous. I thought it was brilliant. And I think it's only appropriate then that we give the course away because you're with us. So do you remember that time when we were talking about?
I do. It feels like yesterday, but it also feels like 100 years ago.
I know it really does, doesn't it? Yeah.
Well, and you know, it's so funny. It's not funny. It's just, it's law of attraction, right? I have a lot of trademarks. I've been doing trademarking my whole life for chicken soup and everything else. And it's never easy, as you know, to get a trademark. Effortless success was effortlessly gotten as a trademark. It was crazy how it worked. But we've been using the law of attraction for years. And of course, The Secret came out, which was in a different sort of distribution, right? Came out as a movie. So a lot more people became aware of it. And so with awareness comes choice, and people started to focus on what they needed and they started visualizing. But they also needed a step-by-step process on how to go from where they were to where they wanted to be. And so what this program did was it created that for you. So it's a plan. And if you do it in the order that it's in, it really does give you better results. So I'm really excited about it. And I have to say that effortless success has been a gift to so many of the people that I work with. I mean, they all want, like, I'm thinking about it. I'm focused on it. But there's also this other piece where sometimes there's that fear that comes in, what if I don't get it? And so we all know you get what you focus on. And by using this program, it's allowed them to have much more success, much more quickly, much more effortlessly. And I think a lot of people thought there's no way success can be effortless, but it actually can. So I love it. It's a great product, and I'm so glad we did it.
Yeah, fantastic. So listen to the law, Living the Law of Attraction if you haven't already. And even if you have, listen to it again and then write us a comment. So maybe you might be winning it tomorrow when we have the drawing. And again, Patty, I'll use the online random number generator for this. So Patty, you're an amazing business coach, and I've benefited greatly from your advice and wisdom through the years. Can you tell us a little bit about what you do professionally and how folks can learn more?
Sure. I mean, I've been working with Jack for 35 years. I started when I was 12. And and what I do today is I help people get out of their own way. I help create strategies for them. We look at strategic thinking, we look at marketing plans, and mostly I give people permission to show up, speak up, and be seen. And I do that because for years I did let my fears get in the way. I did hide. I was behind the scenes at Chicken Soup. Nobody really knew who I was. And at some point I thought, my gosh, I need to be out there doing more. And I found myself sort of getting resentful that I wasn't doing more and that nobody was saying, come on, Patty, do more. And I realized it was an inside job, thanks to partly the paraliminals. So now I'm out there to help others and cheerlead them along, because when you're doing something new and it's kind of scary, nobody goes it alone. And I say to everyone, everybody needs a cheerleading squad along with paraliminals. So that's what I do. I help people get from where they are to where they want to be with less effort and less time. And I love doing it. I love helping others.
Yeah,
Their dreams.
fantastic. So we sent everybody a link to your website before the challenge began, and we'll send it again afterwards. So when you get that email, folks, click on it and find out what Patty's about if you'd like to work with her. And, Patty, you mentioned, nobody's doing it alone, and you don't have to do it alone. That's one of the things I love about the MINDTRX app is because anytime that you push that play button, somebody else is also listening to a paraliminal, and probably dozens or hundreds or thousands at that particular time. So you're with this community of people out there who's coming together and using this as a portal to their better self. And so, you're not alone ever.
Well, and community is huge. I mean, I just got off a weekend workshop with Jack. We did 3 days, and 3 days from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. And what I've read this morning, a lot of people got after 3 days, and what people are getting from the paraliminals, they're getting in minutes.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So stay in the community for sure, because that community will reinforce that you're on the right track. And it's people are really craving community right now, Pete. We've been all holed up in our little cubbies for so long. So it's definitely a very important piece to the puzzle.
Yeah. And one thing too about the paraliminals, excuse me, when Paul wrote the paraliminals, he just doesn't sit down and write them out and then go into the studio and record them. No, it takes him weeks and weeks to write a paraliminal because every single word is chosen for a particular reason. And when you're listening to the paraliminals and you're hearing a voice in each ear speaking to different parts of your brain, you may have noticed that sometimes a voice in the left ear will start a sentence that is finished in the right ear, but is also the beginning of another sentence that's finished in the right ear and then goes on to the left ear. It's just this beautiful dance of words, and it's all to help direct your other than conscious mind, your non-conscious mind, to get the results that you want in life, whether you want to get rid of problems and obstacles or whether you want to move toward a goal. So the paraliminals are just extraordinary because each one is extraordinary. A lot of effort and a lot of work went into it. But, like I was telling somebody the other day, I've never really worked a day in my life. And neither has Paul Scheele. So when we say a lot of work has gone into the paraliminals, he loves creating them. So when you are using the paraliminals, you're getting the love that he's put into it also. So it's time now to get into your paraliminals. So start using your paraliminals for the day if you haven't already. And be sure to get in Living the Law of Attraction, because it can help you consistently attract the good, the positive, and the extraordinary into your life. Then come back tomorrow. Our guest host is going to be Paul Scheele, who created the paraliminals. So Patty, you know Paul really well. Why should people be here to listen to Paul?
Because he's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, Paul is by far, I think you would agree, one of the smartest people on the planet. He's dedicated his life to learning everything he can to help other humans on this planet be the best version of themselves. He's so calming. His voice is amazing. It's very soothing. And he has a deep, deep understanding of behaviors, why we do things. He's studied, I don't know how many doctorates he has. I'm sure you do, but he's completely committed to helping you get whatever it is you need to get to be, to do, to have, to get rid of whatever it is. I mean, he's amazing. So you can't miss that one. It's going to be amazing. And he is. So
Yeah.
watch it, listen again and again. I love Paul. What can I say?
So Patty, thank you for being here with us today. Very much appreciate it. I know you had to get up early for this, and you did a great job. I just love everything that you do out in the world and with your clients and all that, and your contribution that you made today for everybody here. So thank you.
You're welcome. And I just want to say I'm so proud of all the people that have said yes to themselves by doing this, Pete, because the results they're life-changing. And it's so great to see people really live the life they were meant to live. And you're helping so much. So congratulations on doing this.
No, thank you. Thank you. And congratulations to everybody out there who's pushing that play button. So have a wonderful day. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you again tomorrow with Dr. Paul R. Scheele. Bye-bye.